So what's like the main thing? Is there a main thing that everything builds up to in Comic-Con? For instance, if I were to go to a concert series or maybe like Coachella or something like that, and there's like the main band that's going to play. Is there something like that? Like you go to Comic-Con and there's like the main thing that's going to happen that weekend?
There is, and we were a bit naive because we didn't get into it, and we only learned that that's a thing because it's so hard to get into. Hall H is the big hall. And that's where like the big reveals happens. And we didn't even get into it because we were like, oh, this sounds cool because there was a big Marvel thing. And I was like, oh, well, we like Marvel and it's happening at 5:00 on Saturday. So we're like, oh, okay. So we, and there was another one, Game of Thrones one, because my wife and I liked Game of Thrones. That was also at like 11:30 in the morning. And we're like, okay, well, we'll go get in line at like, 10:00. No.
So you have tickets to get into Comic-Con, but then you also have to line up for these things.
For various things. So some of the like workshops, because the rooms are never like fully full on some of the workshops because, so many people just go for the fun. They don't go for the education. So like, because we went to a couple of the workshops for like cosplay, you can walk right into those. But then like we went to FX did a thing on, I don't know if you ever watched the series Archer.
I've seen it, yeah.
They did a thing on Archer, and we accidentally almost stumbled into that one because we thought we were in line for something else, and they're like, come on in. And so then it was like, oh, cool. Like, we didn't even know. And that's when they had like the panel. They brought out all the voice actors. So I got to see like Aisha Taylor, who does the voice of Lana, and then they had John H. Benjamin and all these other like voice actors like, oh my gosh. And then you hear them talking. It's like, you're the character. This is so cool. And I mean, people get up and ask questions. We didn't ask questions because we're too chicken shit, but that's fine.
One of those like, what do we ask? Should we ask something?
Tell me what it's like to be an actor. I don't know. What do I say? What do I do?
That is my least favorite moment. That moment when you're like put on the spot for something. And it could be anything. It could be like you're at the cash register and they're like, oh, this one doesn't have a barcode, or your credit card didn't work or something.
Do you have a quarter? What do I do with my hands?
Can't stand it. All right.
But Hall H is the big one, and so we thought like, oh yeah, we'll get into line, just before. Oh no. We were like,
like how many people were in this line?
Thousands.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is what the 5:00 one or the 11:00 one?
We were trying to get into the 11:00 one.
And were you guys early, or did you guys get there?
We got to Comic-Con that morning, a little late because we had to, get the kids squared away and everything. At 9:30, we did not get into the 11:30 one. We were still in line, and then it was like, well, we could probably get into the 5:00 one if we stay in this line until 5:00.
Ooh.
But we're not going to throw the whole day away. And so we kind of had to make this hard decision where it's like, we're just not going to get into Hall H because it's just such a big thing. And like afterwards, my wife's pulling stuff up on her phone and it's like, there's like a Snapchat filter or something that says got into Hall H versus didn't get into Hall H. So it's that big of a thing that it's become like this, like, oh yeah, did you get in or did you not get in? And so like Hall H has got like the huge reveals. And so Marvel, when they did do their thing, because then of course we're like looking online and it's like they laid out what the next bunch of movies is going to be out about. And they had like, I think Chris Pratt was there, Star-Lord. They had like a number of the people in, oh my gosh, Black Panther, the lady who plays Okoye and Shuri and all these, like, so they had like big name celebrities and stuff like that. I think Paul Rudd was up there as well. And so like they come out, but it's like you got to get into the line and just be like, this is what we're doing all day and forget everything else. So
they only go there. I always thought they were like walking around the convention center just doing the thing. So they're only in this one area.
Some of them will walk around, but I imagine that some of them don't want to walk around because they don't want to get mobbed because I mean, the fandom level is pretty high, so you're gonna get like, I have my babies, like So there, and so people, and we actually did wander into an accidental panel again that had Danny DeVito in it, and we're like, oh my god, Danny DeVito, and then and Audrey Plaza, they're doing a new show on FX apparently, and
nice.
And I don't know if you ever watched Parks and Rec.
Yeah, that's where I know her
Audrey
from.
Plaza, so she's hilarious, and then Danny DeVito and his daughter, which I didn't even know acted, and all three of them are in a new show. Called Little Demon something. Anyway.
I feel like I live that show every day with my kids, actually.
Yeah.
My show's terrible. Hopefully his show's better.
No one should watch this.
No one should watch that.
So anyway, so there are celebrities that are around and I mean, but but the other thing about it is like, if you're a celebrity and you don't want to get mobbed, you can just dress up as Boba Fett, dress up as Spider-Man, somebody with a full mask on, and it's like, hey, you just look like a realistic, and still get pictures. Like, we got pictures. I didn't have the like whatever, but yeah, you can just. I mean, I think that somebody once said that Daniel Radcliffe went and just dressed as a full-on Spider-Man, full bodysuit, and it's like you would never know that was Daniel Radcliffe. People stop and it's like, hey, Spider-Man, but it's like, other than that, he's just walking around having a good time because everybody else is dressed as Spider-Man too.
It's probably his best day ever. He's like, oh, finally,
Leave me
no one's
alone.
bugging me.
By the way, I love your Daniel
That's
Radcliffe.
that's Harry Potter straight. I actually did auditions for Harry Potter. I didn't get the
I'm
part.
so shocked you didn't get it. I'm so shocked.
They said my British accent was a little off. I've been perfecting it over the years.
Go back to your New Yorker agent. Listen, baby.
Hey, yo, I'm Harry Potter, huh?
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Danny.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Danny, baby.
That would be another universe we can cross. That's what they should do. They should cross other universes.
The Star Wars.
Harry Potter's in Greece, you know what I'm saying?
You're the one that. You're the one. Perfect. I mean, the flying car at the end. That makes sense.
That makes sense.
There's
See?
the crossover. My wife says she loved Grease. And then the ending was just like, why is the car flying? Like,
To this day, I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, but why?
why did the car take off? It doesn't make any
Why
sense.
is it flying? Did they get high? Is that what happened? Like,
And then they all died. And they're all dead now. Oh, God.
it made no sense. I mean, it's a great movie, and I have no qualms with it, except for that last part. they just leave it like that.
Yeah,
like, there's no explanation. There's like, hey, Billy, I got a great idea for the end of the film. You're gonna love it, okay? Everyone's singing. Everyone's happy. They're all together again. They're singing about how happy they are together. And then what happens? And then they hop in the car, and then the car it starts flying off in the air. Roll credits. He's like,
Do you mean the car's driving fast? They're flying up? No. Into the sky. Sir, I don't.
he's just like, too bad. Get out. Book it. That's how it ends.
I don't. Yeah, it's just such a weird. Like I said, my wife is like, that was one of her favorite movies, and she's just like, why? Why?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I respect her more for that viewpoint because I've wondered myself. So anyway, back to Comic-Con.
Yes.
Your favorite thing. What was your favorite thing that you did?
I mean, I already said this, but I just the cosplay and the positivity that comes with the cosplay, because people are just genuinely excited to be dressed up. I mean, I was just so excited that all the little, like the young kids, their faces like lit up, and they're like, Captain America, and it's like, it doesn't matter who I am. I'm just Captain America now, and that's fine. And like they got so excited, like I was some sort of like I was the actual embodiment of the superhero, and they coming around, and it's like I get to feel so special.
Kind of hard to go home after that.
Yeah, I'm like, I
Hey,
go home, and my
kids.
kids are like, they're like, hey, Dad. I'm like,
It's not Dad.
you guys don't know. You call me Captain America because that's who I am now.
So what was your least favorite thing? Is there something, even if it's nitpicky, that you're like, you know what? I could do without this.
I mean, I was disappointed that we didn't get into Hall H, and so just
Did you do the filter, whatever that was? I didn't get in.
I'm not on Snapchat. It's just whatever. I mean, my wife does it periodically. I don't know if she put it up. I should ask her. But the fact that I guess there should be some sort of a guide telling you how to go about it and like how to plan your day. They do have an app, which is awesome. Highly, like, whoever is in charge of the Comic-Con who put out that app. Great app, because you can star things, say that you want to look at things, and it'll keep track of your stuff and tell you what time the things are coming out and all that stuff. It's like really cool. Highly recommend. But just and again, chalk this up to the naivete of not knowing all of the intricacies of the Comic-Con. But yeah, like not knowing when the best time to get in line versus when you enter into a hall, if you're able to stay in that hall, or if they're like, get out of the hall once this program's in. So it's like, I got into Hall H. That was the other thing I wasn't sure about. If I got into Hall H and it was after the ones we wanted to see, and then that program ended the one that I got into, would they kick me out before the next one came, or can I sit and just stay in Hall H? Like, I don't like, it would make sense to me if they kick people out because they want to keep moving people through, but then it's like, well, I don't know when I'm going to get in, if I am going to get into the thing I want. So just not knowing the uncertainty of what lines meant and where they were going.
Yeah, I could see it because there are a ton of people on the outside.
Tons
So
of people.
if I was new, I'd have no idea where to go or what to do. So
then-
what if I do want to go? I've never been before. How do you get tickets? I hear it's insane, but I've never actually tried to get tickets.
My wife tried to get tickets for us for 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
You have to sign up on the website and get a member ID number. But you have to have that before they release the date as to when they're going to release the tickets, because once they do that, they close it. So you have to sign up beforehand, have your member ID, and then they will release the date, which is like, oh yeah, we'll start selling tickets in February or whatever. And when you do that, then you you have to log on the right time. And if at any point you miss any one of these deadlines, you're out. Sorry, nice try. You're done. So if you don't have the member ID by the time they release the date for the tickets, you're out. If you get the member ID, then you get the release date and you log on too late, you're out. It's like, so
Dang.
then you have to log into this website. It's like a digital waiting room, and it, you can't refresh the screen. If you do, you're out.
Whoa.
Like, you just have to sit in front of the computer. You can't do anything else. My wife did this with 2 different computers to try and get this working, with a member ID for her and a member ID for me, and if we got lucky. And then they just randomly pull like groups of people. So say we're in one group and there's like 6 other groups, they might pull any random group. It's just a random lottery, and they'll say,
Whoa.
do you want to buy tickets? Yes or no? Yes. Go buy tickets. If you don't, you're out. And so like, you're limited to the amount of tickets you can buy, but if you have gone to a previous year and you already have your member ID and everything, and you get to log into an earlier date.
Oh.
So you could still potentially miss out if you went previously, but you have a much higher likelihood of getting back in. So it's like, once you start going, this
You
is
can't
just
stop.
it for the end of your life. You have to keep going ad nauseum. You're forever going to the Comic-Con. And so, well, that's kind of where we were at, because we've got and even though we just got the one day, because as you're sitting there in the digital waiting room, they'll say, oh, Friday night sold out. Oh, Saturday night sold out. So you can
you're like,
watch
"Come
it like,
on,
come
come
on,
on."
please. And so my wife finally got pulled in, and the first year we only got tickets for Sunday, which is fine, because that's like the family day. But because we got in that first, like your foot in the door, the next year we got into that earlier waiting room. And so then we got pulled. And so then we bought Friday, Saturday, Sunday this year.
Gotcha, because it was available.
It was available because we got into that earlier thing.
Nice.
And so now we're going to go forever. And
you
I'll-
have to.
I'll pass it on to my children and
It'll
their
be-
children.
This is the good you've done for your posterity.
My
Some people leave
legacy.
houses, some people leave money. You will leave your Comic-Con member ID.
Yes. And so, but even that, like I don't even know how you can buy, like, we have to look into this further, how you can buy tickets for other people, because she and I both had it. So like, if I wanted to buy a ticket for you, you would have to have a member ID, and I'm limited as to how many tickets I can buy. But if you had a member ID, I might be able to help you get in, and then you could get into the earlier thing in later years.
But I'd still have to go through all those hoops to have my member
Yes,
ID.
you'd have to have the member ID
Wow.
before they release the date. You'd have to, and so like, I think that if you want to go next year, I'm going to charge you. It's going to be ticket times 2. I got to feed all those kids, buddy.
I had to think of my costume though. I'd be a combo character.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'd have to make it up because I wouldn't know any of the characters.
That's cool.
I'd be Spider-Man, Harry Potter. That's who I'd be.
Spider Potter.
Spider Potter.
He shoots webs out of his wand.
I would just dress up as Spider-Man, but then be Daniel Radcliffe underneath. Like, hello, Governor. Would you like to take a picture with Harry Potter? I don't know. I don't think that's how he sounds.
Not at all. Not at all.
A little bit of like the Cockney or whatever.
All right, love. Get over here. Give us a kiss.
It's like Harry Potter's been sailing for 30 years, smoking at the same time.
Listen, kids. Let me tell you about the time I was in Hogwarts. I'm so proud of you.
That'll be my costume. And I just got to think of my wife's costume.
I don't know if she wants to go with you.
Like, please. I'm not going to that freak.
Stop doing the Cockney accent. It's not working.
But that's the only place I'd be accepted is over there. They'd be like, yeah, he's a
"This
weirdo, but you know what?
weirdos
He's
accepted.
our weirdo."
Get in here. So happy to have you, bud.
The problem would be when I start showing up to work like that.
Still in the Spider-Man. It's getting all smeared and stained.
Yeah, all right. Hey, we need an IV in this room, huh? Show me an arm.
Who is this man?
Come on, here we go. Start the IV. Shooting needles. I missed. I missed.
They're like, this is an escaped psych patient, right? We need to get this guy code green.
The best would be I could see patients just going with it, like, whatever, just give me the Dilaudid.
It's fine as long as you got pain meds coming out.
Exactly. All right. Anything you'd like to add? Finish up the awesome Comic-Con experience? Anything people should know?
Eating is difficult. It's a difficult dance because, of course, they have you trapped in the Comic-Con. You can leave, but if you're there and if you're in cosplay, you don't want to go walking down the street.
Especially with your like 10-pound shield.
Oh my God.
And all
I was
that
just
stuff.
like I said, my left shoulder's so sore. But they got you there, and it's like, yeah, you want to buy a hot dog? That's $12. So it's totally fine.
Now, do they have special food though? Because I feel like at a place like Comic-Con, you should have, Disneyland type food where it's very creative, very eccentric.
We were gonna get fish tacos one time, and we walked up, and it's like, two tiny street fish tacos that are literally just breaded fish and like green onions in a tortilla, and it's like $17. Like, no. I mean, and then you can wander into the gas lamp, which is good food, but then it's like, pricey because it's, nice restaurants. So,
and they know you're coming too.
And they do. So they probably, and then, oh yeah, here's our specialty Comic-Con menu. Oh. So, I mean, they do got you a little bit by the balls, so to speak. So food, almost like pack yourself a PB&J or something and just be like, food is something you should be aware of. And like I said, know your lines, know what you want to see, know where you want to go, and use the app. Highly recommend the app. Highly. And then just cosplay. Forever cosplay. Next year I might do Captain America and Two-Face.
Captain Two-Face. Can it be a thing?
They don't need to always mash up. You don't have to mash them all up.
You started this monster.
Take everything and smush it into one. I'm everything, man.
Everything, man.
I can't talk to you anymore.
He could be
everything. I can't do this anymore.
On that note, we wanted to thank you for sharing your
Yes,
experience
of
with
course,
Comic-Con, and we'll see you in the next one.